We are super excited to welcome to Virgin Radio a JUNO Award winning superstar Canadian, Baby No Money. Hi.
Hello. Bonjour, comment ça va?
Look at you. Your French is awesome. Did you take it in school?
No. My sister is married to individual from Toulouse, so
Okay.
we kind of have to know a little bit. My nephew, I'm always like, Bonjour, comment ça va? And he's like, Ça va?
But you actually have a great accent for French considering you don't speak it much.
I feel like Canadians, you kind of have to have
That's
a little
solid
bit
though.
of,
You know what's crazy is I live here, and just 2 weeks ago I was at the grocery store and the chick goes, "Are you from here?" And I'm like, "What?" I'm like, "Yes, I'm from here." So I have so many questions to ask you, but I'll try to keep it to not 3 hours. I wanted to ask you first off the bat, if you take a look at your first album, Baby Steps, to your most current album, Baby No Money, what would you say has been the biggest evolution when it comes to your sound and your approach to making music?
Truthfully, nothing really has changed. I kind of just say what I want, do what I want, and make what I want. I will say it's just a little bit more like quote professional quote. Uh, and I think I'm just working with better producers than the producers historically that I used to work with. Um, and yeah, I'm still just having fun and trying to, be a positive wrecking force on the internet. And, whether or not I say absolute nothingness throughout most of my music, it's still just like a depiction of what's going on in my head and like how to articulate nothing. So for the audience, when I perform my songs live, they can have a good time. So I really wish I had a better answer for that one, but yeah, I really, frankly, I don't. Nothing has changed in my life except for my mom yelling at me to get all of my fan made gifts out of her house and buy a house. So
So you're still West Coast based, obviously.
yep.
And being out from like Vancouver and British Columbia, do you find that it plays a part in your music at all? Or could Baby No Money be in any Canadian city or any American city and make the same stuff?
That's a good question. I mean, originally, a lot of my earlier form of music was like very West Coast, like boom bappy kind of influence. A lot of my work with Lentra, who's a Vancouverite Canadian producer, it was like very Pharrell esque. Now I think I've gone a little bit more European. It's just like four on the floor, like electronic music. Um, in theory, yes, but it is interesting. I mean, my one of my managers yesterday was like, "You are on chart metric like the fourth most popular rapper in Canada." So it's kind of fascinating that I've gotten to this point, regardless, and it's like a blessing for sure. And I think I can kind of do it from any city. I'm an internet act, so I grew up on the internet, and now I'm still on the internet. So because of social media, you can kind of be wherever. I don't think going to a specific city makes that much of a difference. Albeit on the other side, like most of my new producer friends are in LA, and having the sun every day and walking to the gym in shorts and a t-shirt is a lot nicer than freezing and going to the gym. So you're a little bit more incentivized to have a healthier lifestyle, and I think my music shines super great when a healthy lifestyle is what I have. Um, but yeah, not much has changed. No.
Let's talk about that healthy lifestyle because I know you're out on tour. I'm sure there's lots of demands, obviously, of like the hours that you finish because of concerts usually being at night and late at night. How important is your physical and mental health to keep Baby No Money on track?
Pretty important. I haven't had a drop of any intoxication materials this year, so I'm doing pretty solid. I take my omega 3s and 6s, and I have a green powder and creatine and vitamin C. Uh, I'm like a really healthy individual. Like you were saying, we were talking briefly earlier. Like I study kinesiology, so I kind of know what my body needs. I pinched a nerve in my back about 10 days ago, and it's getting a little bit better, but still kind of sucks. Most of the time, I try to hit the gym on the road, but a lot of the time, your feet are just like exhausted. So there's not too much you can do there, and it's kind of like you just have to accept. Like, let's say I was in the gym religiously for 3 months in a row right before tour. I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna lose all those gains, and then you have to go back and work on it, and it's like a cyclical step and repeat. But mental health, I mean, my mental health is good. I'm definitely like kind of dealing with the most hate I've ever dealt with. And it's kind of a fascinating concept because there's no like research for, public figures out there where, I talk to my therapist and I'm like, what do I do? And my therapist is like, just don't listen to it. It doesn't matter. Which in theory it doesn't. But obviously, if, like the negative comments, the loud negative majority is kind of like can infiltrate your brain a little bit easier than like the insane surplus of positivity. So fascinating experience that I've been able to like have and like read online off of just like absolute nothingness. But people are upset and people have every right to be upset with, the political climate today and age and how much hatred there is out there. So if that's their projections and I'm their punching bag, then so be it. But um physical well-being, I'm at about a 7 out of 10. I had the back of the bus where I was sleeping, but it was too bouncy, so I couldn't fall asleep. I'm a really light sleeper, so I'm sleeping in a bunk and it smells like hot dogs. Um and then mental health well-being is probably at about a 5 out of 10 just cuz like there's so many things going on in my business. It's like my days off are like days to just catch up. But I don't necessarily need to be doing that much work. I kind of just choose to do it because I'm a go-getter. I'm a workaholic. So one of these days, I'll take a chill pill and kind of slow my life down a little bit. But now's not the time.
I actually saw an interview where you talked about kind of where someone asked you what was the best day for Baby No Money, like a good day, and like you actually just said basically your 12 hours of work and then checking with your family and then going to sleep. So why do you think you are a hustler? Do you just love what you do so much?
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing else I'd rather be doing. And there's so I originally wanted to become a sports nutritionist for a rugby team after I realized uh, I really love what nutrition is and how like placebo affects people and how eating healthy affects people on like a um and through that I was like I just kind of want to help people out. I broke my back in grade 12 and the psychological effect that it had on me was something that not many people can explain either. And pain really regulates, or like your emotions really regulate pain, vice versa. There's a massive correlation between those two. And it's like same thing with like when individuals get cancer. It's like it's a mind game. A lot of it is in your head, obviously. Like there's several different stages in cancer that can be like not treatable, XYZ. But in the same time, I was just like, I know so much about my pain and how to emotionally deal with it, and to be empathetic with people in the field is like probably the most important thing. Because individuals, let's say I was a chiropractic or a physiotherapist, individuals would come in and be like, I'm in pain, but you can't feel their pain, right? So it gave me a really really good tool to be able to be like, I see you guys. I can hear that you are frustrated, and I have been through those experiences where your everyday life activities are more affected than an average individual without physical ailments. So, from knowing that and from having that experience, I was like, okay, I just want to help people. I'm not really like an academic. I'm not too good at studying. I have definite learning incapabilities, one could say, and so from doing that, I was just like, okay, I'm just gonna do music because I found a lot of joy in writing poetry and making music and stuff like that. And then I turned it to online and I started gaining traction after like about 5 years of working. And then I was like, I'm helping way more people than I could have ever helped. And I remember the first time I ever went out to China in 2017 when my music blew up out there. I saw a guy with like a neck tat of Baby No Money, and I was like, one, you messed up. Two, I can't stop. I can't be a negative person, because if this person will continue to look up to me for the next 10 to 15 years or something like that, and like I lead them astray, like I'm doing a disservice to the world, from like a humanitarian perspective and like a socialist perspective. And I grew up in a very very loving household, and I'm so privileged for being able to experience that. I was homeschooled and stuff like that, and I uh I just want to pay it forward kind of thing. I love my parents, I love my family, and um, I miss them dearly. But my parents both know that like this is what I was kind of set to do, is try to be a positive wrecking force and a beacon of hope for anyone out there. So
Is it tough, Alex, for you to have I think some of it's self-imposed and maybe other parts of it is not because you're getting all this love online and people probably telling you like you make my day, you've changed my life, like whatever. And then you take this responsibility of wanting to keep helping and wanting to keep being a positive force. Like does it weigh you down sometimes? Like do you need a break from social media? Do you need a break from baby no money life?
I'm looking at Olin being like, yeah, probably. See, because I don't need to be doing everything that I do. Like I don't. I don't. But when I grew up, I didn't have too many friends, and I played this video game called World of Warcraft, and there's no end game. Um, in theory, there is an end game. You could have every best item in the game and be the number one parser in the world, which is like doing the most damage in a raid and being like the greatest PvP, like player versus player. But you can keep playing it and you can keep doing anything you want. And I just love grinding. I don't know what it is about it. My dad is an immigrant parent. He came from Sudan, and he basically just like forced me to understand emotionally that as long as you have a house over your head and you can feed your family, like that's the most important thing. So the baby no money principle comes from like I just like had that understanding that as long as we have, you know, sufficient funds, just keep going, keep pushing, and keep working. And my dad just retired, basically, like working 90-hour weeks at a houseware store that was a family business that I was supposed to take over. I'm sorry, Dad, but I didn't take over. And just watching him work his darn tush off because he wanted to support the family. It's like, it's kind of ingrained in me. Like my sister, 14, 15 years of education, still busting her butt. My brother, one of the greatest photographers maybe in the world, and I say that proudly. Uh, he works his tush off too, and I don't know what it is, but my mom and dad definitely like maybe abused us early on or something like that, and made us really good at working, and made us feel like absolute nothing. But here we are, and my family's proud, and I love them. They're the best.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about the fact that you are outspoken about many topics and issues that are clearly important to you. I know, LGBTQ plus rights, women's rights, AI. Do you ever get nervous that it will affect your career by taking such a stand, or is it important for you because you have such a platform to take this stand?
I don't really get nervous about taking a ethical and morally correct stance. I definitely think I stand on the right side of history. Um, you know, there's so much negativity out there, flat out. And it's like the best way of being positive is just showing equality to everything and fairness and the ability to platform other individuals and people that deserve to be platformed because they're also spreading positivity. Like like for instance, Bad Bunny just did the
Super
Super
Bowl?
Bowl. He just did the Super Bowl, and behind him he said, "Love is the most powerful emotion. Love is the most powerful this," and that's true. I mean, hate, you can hate all you want, but whenever someone's getting older, they're like, "I want to find a partner. I want to love." Whenever you fall in love with doing something you do, you fall in love with it. You don't hate it. You don't like wake up every day hate you may hate your job, but like you still have to find something you love to do. That's the whole meaning of life. Um, and without that, like there's no point to live if you don't like find something that you love to do. For instance, with the AI principle, it's kind of like, do I think there are forms of AI that can be beneficial in the world of medicine and whatnot? Absolutely. But do I think like taking away like artists' ability to be like, you know what? I want to work 30 years in my life to get incredibly talented at something. And then now it's that 30 years later, and it's like, why would we pay this person when we can just click a button? That's BS. I want to support individuals who are creative, and I want to push art forward, and I will continue doing that. I've spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on commissioning animators and commissioning art, synergistically with my music as a marketing tactic, and also just to be kind of like the art Robin Hood. Because why not just take it from the label and be like, here you go. And then with the LGBTQ and just like trans rights and everything, it's just like, guys, nothing is that deep. Just spread some love. Like, I think it comes from a principle of me being loved in my family, and like not, I never really experienced my parents being like, they aren't people, they aren't this, right? So I didn't grow up in that. My mom was always like, dude, just be a nice person. I'm like, all right, mom, I'll see what I can do. I'll see what I can do. And just, yeah, you just got to move forward with love. It's everyone is equal. We're all on the same planet. Like we're all doing the exact same thing. We all poop in toilets. You know what I mean? Like there's no difference between every single person here. So it's an interesting concept because I get accoladed a lot for just being that. But
Mhm.
at the same time, I'm like, why? Like, why is this? Why is there even a political like a mindset differentiation between people where they can't see that it's just better to be nice to everybody? I've never really understood it because I've never had that bone in my body. I remember back in high school, this guy wanted to fight me, and I was like, "Hey, man, do you want to just talk about this? Like, why don't we just like talk? I don't think a physical altercation is gonna actually like make anything better because he was also on steroids, and I was like, you're gonna beat my ass, so there's no point." Um, so I always, err on the side of just like being able to communicate with someone and, solving indifferences through maybe an understanding. And it's just, I don't know. There's a thought process in my brain where I'm like, I don't understand how someone can just hate every single living, breathing thing on the planet and just have that in them. It's not been in me. And I, I think it kind of goes back to the kid in China with the tattoo on his neck. When I saw that, I was like, I need to be positive. And it's not like I wasn't prior, but I was like, and now like millions of people follow me, and it's a little bit overwhelming sometimes. But I'm like, if millions of people look up to me in the slightest, I have to be positive because if I'm negatively impacting or negatively like skewing them to the wrong side of the road, what benefit am I doing to the world? There's only a negative, right? So,
Mhm.
um, yeah, it's just like my fans are the best. They really come. They come to my meet and greets and they give me art. I got this super super awesome like cardigan yesterday, and it's like I've really cultivated something beautiful. And the people that come to my shows are so grateful for me to be there, and it's it's a weird life I lead for sure, but I love everyone who appreciates me. So
I appreciate how thoughtful you are. And I also think, too, like, it must be such a balancing act for you because you have, again, like copious amounts of love coming in. And now we just briefly discussed about this hate that's out for Baby No Money. Like, when you are not having to be on, which I know is a lot because you work all the time, but is it important for you sometimes to get away and just be Alex?
yeah, I don't really do that. I mean, like the thing is yeah, I've been talking to my team about this. Is like I don't have much else in my life, truthfully. Like, Baby No Money is Alex. Alex is Baby No Money, and I don't change how I speak. Maybe on TikTok Live, I become a bot and I hold up a like an onion and I say onion for 25 minutes straight. Like silly, yes, but um, yeah, I don't really change. I remember having a conversation with another group called Manila Grain from Vancouver, and one of the individuals came up to me and was like, "Yo, do you how's it like to like be yourself across the board?" And I'm like, "Well, if I had to constantly act and be somebody else, it'd be a waste of my time. And I don't like wasting time. Time is money." So frankly, it's kind of just like I'm just here. I'm just living my life. And if people don't like me, which people don't, and they can kiss my ass. And that's about it. I like
That's fair.
do I take steps back? Not really. When I go home, I really try to be present with my family, and that's about it. But I love what I do. I mean, do I think I have tech neck because of my phone and my computer? Absolutely. Um, do I want to take stem cells to fix some of the ailments in my body? Does it hurt to sit down right now because I have sciatica? Yes. But I'm only doing a benefit. I've always told myself like I've lived a life that 20 years. I've lived a life of 20 different lives already in my life. And hypothetical situation, I was flying out to Switzerland from Amsterdam, and it was the craziest turbulence of my life. I was like sitting on my phone, and my phone just went to the into the top of the thing, top of the what are the bulkheads? No,
The cabin in the
cabin.
cabin.
Top of the cabin. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, and I grabbed it, and I was like, hey man, if I die today, at least I've done a lot, and I could rest easy. Obviously, I wouldn't want to. I'd probably be like a little bit in fear, but at the same time, it's like I've done so much in my life that I've already lived, like, and now I just have to pay it forward, kind of thing. Because people put me in this position.
Yeah.
All my fans are like small little puzzle pieces to the bigger puzzle, um, and I think progressiveness is important in this day and age because yeah, I mean, I don't think there's been a restful day for the past like 7 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Speaking of not having a restful day, when we look at your videos, they're so creative, they're so eclectic. How much thought and effort goes into that to, put them out and know what's, because you have you're really a genius, I think, with your team because you just seem to understand what your fans need and even I think what the public needs. And I'm just wondering like how you keep coming up with these amazing ideas and like nailing it all the time.
So I collaborate with my director Shrez Higgins. He actually I think he's nominated for a Juno too. I don't know which music video. I think the music video with Havaya Mighty. Yeah, yeah. I think it's called OK or something like that. But so for videos with him, I'm just like, yo, here's the budget. Why don't we make this type of a vibe? And then he'll come back and like send some ideas, and then we keep hashing it out. Some other ideas when I don't shoot specifically with him. I built a really really like nice long relationship with Shrez, and I kind of trust his creative judgment and his like eyes. But when I shoot with other directors, I basically like write out every lyric, and I'm like, we need a frame like this. Um, I don't really necessarily fully understand why I get the internet, and when I meet a group of like 20-year-old bros, I'm like, I can get onto their level immediately. I think my brain is rotten a little bit, but I mean, for doing what I'm doing, being on TikTok and being on social media, like as a chronically online individual,
Hmm.
um, yeah, it's just important to know what people find funny, like I was talking to Olin today in the car over here, and I saw a comment that said, "Girl, let's deactivate our accounts," and I've been seeing that a lot, and I'm like, how can I spin that? So it's like maybe I could post a video being like this video if you're gonna deactivate your account today, deactivate your account now or something, right? Like that, for instance, where it's kind of just taking a product of the internet and regurgitating your own way. And I feel like I've always been really good at that, and I think that just comes from me not having too many friends growing up and playing video games my whole life and just being online and that being like my sanctuary. Um, yeah, does that answer your
That's
question?
good. That's good. Earlier, you mentioned Pharrell being an influence, and I know Missy Elliott Timbaland also influences. Uh, if you had a chance to like collaborate with them or to pitch yourself to them, and maybe you already have, but like, what song of yours would you play for them to hopefully guarantee that they would collab with you?
I have no idea at this point. Pharrell definitely makes more pop esque driven music. I feel like, I mean, Timbaland did some like tried to do some AI project and got absolutely baked online.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of an L. I'm sorry, broski. Um, Missy. I mean, I would probably play some of my older stuff for Missy. I feel like she could probably enjoy that. But Pharrell, I would probably play some of my more like pop esque driven music.
Okay.
Uh, I feel like Pharrell could probably get down with like a gigolo, where Timbaland and Missy could probably get down with like the song called like "Who Dat Boy." It's like an old 2017 cut. That's like uh unsyncopated, so like there's nothing on grid. It's all just like placed everywhere. So it has that real like authentic West Coast feel. Um, but realistically, I know Timbaland knows about my project because in 2019 I was like, I want to work with them, I want to work with them, and I was talking to Republic Records, and they were like, yeah, I mean he's signed here, so we can just reach out. And we were gonna set up a session, but I just had to do something else. So, but would have been cool.
That would have been cool. It's still out in the universe, so we never
Yeah,
know.
exactly.
I want to do what I like to call fast fact questions with Baby No Money. So, what top 40 rap song from the last 5 years do you wish you had written? Is there one?
I don't know if it's fun. No, that came in 2017. Um, what's that song called? From 21 Savage, where it's like, how many cars you got? A lot. It's called A Lot, right? Yeah, I love that song.
Okay.
Dearly. That song bangs.
Okay.
Either that or like, see, I don't really listen to much music, period. But that's like one of the songs I remember when he dropped that album. I think it was in 2020. I think it was
Okay.
like 2021 or something like that.
Okay.
But when he dropped that album, I was like, wow, this is gonna be the hit. Like immediate, I could tell immediately. I was like, this is such a good song. We also got J. Cole on it too, so
Yeah,
kind of helped
solid.
a lot.
Apart from your family and friends, who is the coolest person in your phone that you could call or text that like we would know about, your audience, your fans?
Probably Vanilla Mace. She's really cool. She's the Twitch streamer from Los Angeles, and she's just like one of those individuals that you meet and you're like, you know what? If we knew each other in high school, we'd probably be homies. Just like kind of goofy all over the place, but like the right energy.
Yeah.
And a positive wrecking force too. So
Perfect. If you were on a flight to space, which 5 other artists would be in Baby No Money's flight crew?
holy. Well, Young Gravy is in my will, so I'd have to put him there because we'd probably end up dying somehow. And then kill two birds with one stone, I guess. Jungle Bobby, really good friend of mine. He's opening for me tonight. I'm obsessed with Leve's music. I just throw her on there just so I could like talk to her, I guess, and get to know her before we all die. Yeah, imminently, yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Eminem, because I just passed him on TikTok followers, so I could just rub that in his face. And then Weird Al Yankovic, because why the hell not?
Perfect. I love that. Okay. What is the most Canadian thing about Baby No Money?
I still say A lot.
Perfect.
Yeah, I actually don't have a lot of Canadian tendencies.
Okay.
But I think when I am in Canada, it's a good feeling. So I love this place. I love Canada so much.
Do you have a favorite Timmy's order then?
It used to be good before it got bought by Burger King. the BLT was actually so smacking with the long like ciabatta buns. But the chili also used to be crazy. It was so good back then. I'm actually, I mean, I guess I can like kind of leak it, but I'm going to be doing a really, really, really Canadian tour soon.
Ooh.
Like some legendary thing. So I'm really excited for that. And it's going to be like I appreciate Canada moment.
Do you know when we're going to get the news? Like, I know you're leaking it now, which we appreciate here on Virgin Montreal.
I can't say.
Or he'll kill me imminently.
Imminently death imminent.
I know you mentioned when we were talking before the interview that you've been to Montreal a bunch of times. Your sister went to school here. So favorite activity to do in Montreal and favorite place to eat in Montreal?
Favorite activity, I mean, when it's sunny and nice, I guess it's sunny and nice now, but when it's warm and sunny, I go to like a wine bar, like a natural wine bar, drink some wine. I don't really drink, but like it's so like European to go drink some wine. And then I have two restaurants here. One is Larry's for breakfast. The scrambled eggs, best in the world. I swear I will ride that. And then I think it's called Fleur de Cadeau. Yeah, delicious. Yeah, unbelievable restaurant. I don't know if I'm saying it right, but
That
it's
sounds
like
good. Fleur de cadeau.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Perfect.
I
Okay.
think I think it's that.
That makes sense. That
Yeah.
makes sense. What emoji best describes you?
It's either the salute or like the biting lip one or the big eyes and the like
That's great.
those are pretty good. Like, but I always send this one emoji that is like here. Let me just send it in a chat with somebody here really quick. I always send this Sully. How do I?
Oh, that's good. Oh, yes.
It's
okay.
like yeah, it's like a Sully from
I like that.
Monsters Incorporated.
Nice. Here's a question for you that might be super tough. If you had to choose between a number 16 at Fotan or your mom's pickles, what are you choosing?
Damn, that's deep.
Virgin Montreal likes to go deep with Baby No Money. So,
Wow.
yeah.
So I grew up not enjoying pickles,
Okay.
and the only pickle I could ever eat was my mom's. But Futan is on some different level. I love that soup. Every time I have like a spoon, last year I was having like a really really big springboard of popularity, and I made this one video that I was like, "Yo, this is my favorite restaurant in Vancouver. I've been going here since I was like basically 12," and their original location burnt down, and they had to relocate somewhere else, like I don't know, like 40 blocks away, kind of thing. And I remember when I posted that, they reached out. They were like, "Yo, there is lineups every day now. You never need to pay for food here again." And I was like, I made it. And I told my mom and dad, and they're like, "You made it! Oh my god!" And every time I go now with a bunch of friends, I'm like, "Haha, you guys have to pay. I don't." So yeah, no, Foot 10 is. I would definitely go. I would go for a bowl right now. So
Okay.
it's so delicious. It's like unbelievably coconut creamy, like red curry broth saute, and just a big wad of noodles and like some nice sliced beef. It's perfect.
Maybe we should send him to Saute Brothers. I think you should go there.
I will not switch up on my family.
No, you could just try it though.
Yeah.
I have to ask you this. What is your, because I know we talked about you going to the gym. What is your least favorite exercise to do, but you do it anyway because you know you need to?
I have my back is so cooked that I don't do back exercises unless it's like extensions of on like when your legs are kind of like locked in a one position and you're like a little like hanging over a little ball thing.
Okay.
But that one like I do them now and my back is cooked and sometimes I'm like please just don't slip another disc, please. Like I think I need to go get tested for like degenerative disc disease cuz it's just like a constant thing with me. And touring doesn't help. Sleeping, I have an Aura ring and I get like a 20 sleep score rather than like 90 when I do at home. So, I'm dying, but here we are.
It's all for the fans.
It's all
Alex.
for the fans, exactly. Yeah.
Celeb crush.
Next question.
All right. So now we're gonna play. Last little thing we're gonna do with you is to play a game that we call Who Is. So I'm gonna play you a snippet of a song, and you have to tell me. I'd appreciate if you could do title and artist, but either one is fine.
I'll do what I can.
Ready? Here we go.
Eminem.
All right.
Slim Shady.
Yes. What is it? It's cleaning up my closet, right?
Well, yeah, no, I mean.
Oh, Slim Shady. Yes.
Slim
Is,
Shady,
yeah.
Clean
Okay.
up my closet, yeah.
Got. Here we go.
Jungle Bobby.
There we go. Jungle Bobby, dance floor.
Yeah.
I love this one also.
Leve.
Yeah, that's from the start.
Yeah.
All right. Here we go. We play this song a lot here on Virgin Radio Montreal. One more time, maybe?
I actually have no idea.
Really? Can I tell you?
Yeah.
Kendrick Lamar and SZA, All the Stars.
Oh, yeah, okay. That makes sense.
Two more. Here we go. And this one, I think you know this lady.
Benny.
Yeah. Super lonely. All right. And last one.
me.
Yes. Why Am I Like This? And I did have to ask you about that song. It seems super introspective. You wrote a caption about it when you dropped the song, just saying it's the most important song you've ever written. Tell us why.
I feel like sometimes when I show the more realer side of me, it's like more important for my fans to see the individual behind all the goofiness. It's like as anyone in the world, you deal with XYZ. And, it's just a personal song. And if people can relate to it, amazing. I don't really find uh majority of people being like, yo, I can relate to all your other music. I mean, like, I can't even relate to my other music. I wake up, I like work. I'm not doing majority of the things unless it's in a music video. But yeah, the reality of it is like sometimes I've made these types of songs where they're a little bit more somber and like more emotional, and the amount of messages that I'm like are insane. Like the positive messages being like, "Hey, I relate so much to this XYZ," and I'm like, amazing. Like I'm glad that I can just say what's actually happening in my feelings and articulating it out, and people can gravitate towards it and find solace in listening to something like that. I remember when I was really depressed. I was listening to Shlomo. He's like an electronic producer in the We Did It collective back then, and I remember I sent him a message. I was like one of those kids that sends me messages, and I sent him a message being like, "Hey man, I've been depressed for the past like 2 years. Like, I love your music. I listen to it all the time, and just thanks for creating. You don't ever have to reply, but just know that I appreciate your music," kind of thing. Obviously, would have loved to reply because he's still awesome, but never replied. Oh no, I hate him. And yeah, it's fascinating the having the ability to just make something that people can really like latch themselves onto and like really deeply appreciate. Never thought I'd have the ability to do that, but it's really cool. So, having personal music out there is it's humanizing and makes me not just a kind of guy. So,
Two last questions for you. I need you to give a message to your Montreal fans. And then second question is, what is Baby No Money manifesting for the rest of this year?
what's up, Montreal? I love you guys. I have always wanted to live out here, so if you guys have a bed that I can crash on, please call in Virgin Radio, and the first person to call in will get a free ticket to the show tonight, and I will crash on your couch. Thank you. I actually really like my coffee super stiff, black, eggs scrambled, and a nice sourdough bread. So don't forget to get those. Thank you. And what was the second question?
What is Baby No Money manifesting for the rest of this year?
A K-pop collab.
Nice. Boom. Okay. Do you have a K-pop group or just anyone? Can we say it? Oh, I know. It has to be Jungkook, right? BTS.
I mean, that's just unrealistic if we're gonna be real. But Jungkook danced to my song out of. I had no idea that was coming. Like literally.
No,
like,
okay. I thought
like,
you knew. Okay.
No, not at all.
Okay.
I just remember we did a piece of Olin and I did a piece of content with this content creator called Mon Appetit. She just like moans and eats food and she's hilarious. And I got an email saying, "Yo, Jungkook just danced to your song." And I'm like, "All right, baloney." And I go on his page and I'm like, "Oh my God. This is his first post in a year on TikTok and he danced to my song." And it exploded in Korea. And now like 2 is the #1 rising song in Korea, and it's like in the top like 40 in rap in Korea right now. So yeah, just ridiculous. The world just shifts favors for me sometimes, and it's fascinating. But if I could collab with anyone in the K-pop scene, it would be Felix from Stray Kids.
Okay.
But I don't know, something anybody works kind of thing. But
Okay.
Felix is definitely my bias if we're talking like the #1 select group. Yeah, it would be Stray Kids. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Alex, we love you here in Montreal, Virgin Montreal, and we're so happy that you made time to come visit us. So thank you so much and continued success, and you're welcome back anytime.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
That is Baby No Money. Make sure to head out to see him on tour and also follow him on all his social media.